Hi, it's Angie with Tinks Treasurez. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to take a minute and show you a quick idea that I have been using, and I want to do it on my Anna Griffin paper pad. So what this is just storage for your 12 by 12 paper pads. And what I have come across in the past is that I do have containers for all my scraps of paper, different pattern paper, foil paper, and plain paper. But then when you get into your Anna Griffin paper, or maybe other special papers, you may not want to just put them in your stash. You may want to find them again. And so what I've done in the past is, this one is just paper clipped together, and you may or may not have that work for you. And so what I came up with was to make a pocket in the back of your paper pad. So if you take a 12-inch piece, and you can even use scrap paper for this, but you need a 4-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock, and then you're going to want to score at 3-inch, 3 1/4, and 3 1/2, and that'll give you a gusset for your pocket at the back and a tab to attach it to the bottom of your paper pad. And then you want to make 2 tabs to go on the sides to hold everything in. And you can do this with 2 by 2 inch squares, and then you want to score at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1 1/2 inches. So, and I'll put that information in the description box below. And then basically you're just going to take this bottom flap or your tab and glue that on to the bottom. So I'm going to use wet glue for this, just so that I know for sure it's not going anywhere. And this bottom tab turns out to be a 1/2 inch wide for stability. So you're just going to give it a good press. And then these marks here, that's going to be your gusset for having extra storage in your papers. And it creates less bulk in the back of your paper pad. And then you want to do the same thing with these little tabs. Now you'll want to score them like a W, and then use your wet glue on the top of this one, which is going to go underneath your 12-inch piece of paper that you just created. Now I'm just going to put this, line it up at the top. You could put it in the center. I have one where I have it in the center, and that works just fine. So I'll let that sit there. Come over here. Give that a second just to set up, and then you can take your bottom piece and you're going to glue that to the back of your chipboard of the paper pad. And then that way you're not going to have any thing glued to the inside, which would might impede your paper sliding in and out. So there's a smooth surface there. And then the same with the other side. Just going to put it on the inside. And then let that set up for a minute. and then you can load it up with your scraps. So these are all the scraps I have from this particular paper pad, and it fits in there just perfectly. I mean, you might want to lay these down so they don't wiggle out. But there you have it. Everything is now together in your original paper pad, and everything stays together. So that was my idea. I hope somebody finds this useful, and if so, please leave a comment below what you think of it and if you'll try it, and I would appreciate it. So please give this video a thumbs up. I'm still working on this channel, so if you would subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, bye.